Good evening. I'm Jada Fields with Fox 5 News, and today our main story is going to be the coverage on the Vietnam War. To stop the spread of communism, U.S. troops have been in Vietnam for 3 years prior to the Tet Offensive. Although the U.S. troops are technologically advanced, the war seems to be at a stalemate. On January 30th, 1968, the Vietnam War reached its turning point. Both North and South Vietnam agreed to have a ceasefire during the holiday of the Tet Lunar New Year. The Communist Viet Cong launched an attack on the South and the U.S. troops. The Communists attacked hundreds of towns and cities in South Vietnam. The Communists succeeded in occupying the U.S. Embassy for eight hours before they were overtaken by U.S. soldiers. General Westmoreland responded to the attacks by saying that he was stunned that the Communists had been able to coordinate so many attacks in such secrecy, and he is dispirited and deeply shaken. That's all for Fox 5 News. Now back to the studio.
The 1960s was a time of revolution. Not only were radical changes being made in society and politics, but the culture of fashion was also affected, which led to the creation of new styles that is still worn even today. One of the most popular garments worn was the ever-famous miniskirt. Until this time, the majority of skirts ended at the knee line. But with the introduction of the mini, hemlines began to rise, exposing inches of thighs that has never been shown before. Other popular pieces included the shift dress, structured knits, knee-high boots, and for fall, swing coats and capes. Much of the clothing was slim-fitting, had clean lines, and featured bold geometric shapes, graphic prints, and bright block colors.
Breaking news, I'm live from San Francisco in the middle of what seems to be a hippie riot. I'm here with Caroline, who is one of the many hippies at this protest. So what exactly are you guys protesting about?
We're all here protesting about the war that Johnson put us in Vietnam.
Cool. Why do you feel so strongly about getting the troops home? Sorry, you get that out. Why do you feel so strongly about getting the troops home?
Well, there's absolutely no point of having any troops in Vietnam. We're fighting a war that has nothing to do with us, so we need to get our troops out of there as soon as we can.
Tell me more about your beliefs and motives as a hippie.
Well, us hippies are results of the baby boom. However, we are completely different from our parents. We have grown up to be less materialistic than them, and because of that, we appreciate the positive aspects of life. I believe in complete peace and equality. We believe in civil rights for blacks because they deserve just to be treated as a regular human being as well.
Thank you for sharing your beliefs with me and the viewers. I understand your anger and motives, and I hope you are successful in getting your message across. Back to you at the studio. I'm here outside Michigan State, where President Johnson just made his speech about the war on poverty. In response to the high poverty rate of 19%, today President Johnson proposed legislation to tackle what he calls the war on poverty. He plans to seek attention to what he calls the invisible poor and help them gain recognition in American society. He plans to make poverty a national concern, no matter what race, and create programs to reduce the rate on poverty and improving living for standardized Americans.
Breaking news. Today, April 14th, 1968, we lost a great hero, activist, and leader, Martin Luther King Jr. At 6:01 p.m., a shot rang out and Dr. King was hit by a sniper's bullet. King stood on the balcony in front of his room at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee.
The bullet seemed to have hit his right cheek. King immediately was taken to a nearby hospital, but was pronounced dead at 7:05 p.m. Our condolences are being sent to his family.
After years of fighting for civil rights, today, July 2, 1964, President Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act of 1964. This act bans discrimination on sex, religion, color, and national origin in employment processes and public accommodations. This week's editorial is about the new updates from the upcoming election of 1968. President Johnson has just announced that he will not be running for re-election in November. This is a shock to American people and politicians everywhere. However, at Fox 5 News, we think that this is a good decision made by Johnson. With Vietnamese deaths increasing and the counterculture of the youth gaining more support, his popularity is declining quickly. I believe that it is best for the people to have a new leader to guide America out of this crisis. It is clear that Johnson cannot succeed in Vietnam nor in America. His resignation from the election is a smart decision and will hopefully open up a path for America to get on the right track towards peace and tranquility at home and at overseas.
Hamburgers at McDonald's are fun. McDouble hamburgers at McDonald's are double the fun. Shake at McDonald's are fun. French fries at McDonald's are fun. Filet-O-Fish sandwiches at McDonald's are fun. McDouble cheeseburgers at McDonald's are fun. Just going to McDonald's is fun. Look for the Golden Arches, where quality starts fresh every day.